What is your 2018 video game recommendation of the year? This thread is proof that AskReddit is a better gaming sub than regaming. To be fair, anything's a better gaming sub than regaming. I had a couple pork sliders for lunch that were better gaming subs than regaming. Dead Cells. There's a reason a little roguelike side-scroller took Best Action Game at the Game Awards. It's because it's amazing and addictive. It was so good that two people said the exact same thing. Except one got fired. Edit, Silver A? Not bad for a first reward. Can someone explain this comment? Reviewer Itking by the name of Philippe Meusen plagiarized his review of Dead Cells from a relatively small YouTube game review channel. The reviewer Itking got canned as a result. YouTube.com. And after it was shown he plagiarized that review, he said it was the only one and dared the internet to find any other examples of plagiarism, and then people immediately found a shitload more stuff he plagiarized. Problem was he went after Jason Schreier, a guy known for writing exhaustingly thorough, 20-page investigative articles. Jason essentially said watch me, bitch, and, alongside digging on his own, asked his Twitter followers to send him anything they could find, which he retweeted in an embarrassingly long thread, and also updated any previous articles had already written on the subject. He buried Meusen. And this, kids, is why we don't dare the internet to do anything, because it will happen. I dare you people to give me $1 million. I know you scrubs could never do it. Prove me wrong. 1 silver, you're almost there. Subnautica was my game for this year. I have never been more captured by a game in the last 5 years. Edit, for those of you asking for the fixes I have mentioned to the PC version, I am home now and working on posting them. I am trying to find the walkthrough I used months ago for all of you. Second edit, still looking for how I fixed it. It was pretty simple a few months ago. Now it seems like I am finding a needle in a haystack. Also, Subnautica is a very active and good community. Edit 3, I am really sorry guys, I can't find the fix I was talking about. There are fixes for a lot of the issues out there. For the glitching frame rate issues, a lot of people have reported that just changing the game to windowed mode, then changing it back again, it fixes a lot of the problems. Making sure your drivers are up to date fixes many of the issues too. Again, I am really sorry I can't find the specific fix I used. Edit the 4th, the fix for pop-up, thank you, Yukomi Akorv. It is available for free right now. Edit, thank you so much for gold, dude. Only for PC, on Epic Games Client. RimWorld. No other game lets you feed people to people. Human skin hats. Check dramatic survival. Check sense of hopelessness interrupted by comedy and/or short sweet success. Check taking those who killed your friends as prisoners and harvesting their organs like the dogs they are. Check mental breaks that cause your colonists to destroy the entire settlement. Check mods. Oh hell yeah, check. Edit, many games let you feed people to people apparently, but I could not think of any at the time. Edit 2, my top rated comment. To the moon. Thanks everyone. Rootin' Tootin' Cowboy Shootin' 2. Ah yes, the spiritual successor to Steely Wheelie Automobile 5. Rootin' Tootin' Cowboy Shootin' 2 Steely Wheelie Automobile 5. I'm gonna need more alternative rhyming game titles in my life now, thanks. Imgur.com. I've had these saved for ages. I'm going to say Divinity, Original Sin 2. It's a different style of game from most big titles, but is one of the most fleshed out games on the market and has a great story, fun combat, true decision making and phenomenal replayability. So much replayability. But I haven't even gotten out of the fort yet, frown. Oh yeah, it's definitely a long game, no doubt. But, once you finish you'll just want to play again, immediately smile. I think it took me 108 hours to beat my first playthrough. Beat Saber. If you have VR Gold, edit, thank you kind stranger. Factorio. Edit, thank you so much for platinum. Like WTF dude, that is crazy. Factorio deserves it though. Hitman 2 looks like it's gonna be a sleeper hit again. It's an amazing game, but the learning curve is a bit steep for people who doesn't like to play the same level multiple times, but once you figured out the mechanics you really feel like a hitman. Honestly, they did a good job adding in-game walkthroughs for the story missions. I usually play the first time on my own, then go back and hit whatever story bits it recommends by using the in-game story tracker. Works well. My first playthrough is always like an hour and a half long because of all the exploring. Slay the Spire. Really great game that scratches the deck building card game itch in a pretty novel way. Also doesn't completely rob you by making you pay hundreds of dollars to unlock cards. My only complaint is I'm not a fan of some of the stuff they've added, like the heart. Feels like it limits the number of winnable decks too heavily. STS is my game of the year as well, and I've gotta say I disagree with this. You can still win with practically any deck archetype against the heart, with just some minor tuning changes with the heart matchup in mind. Think, keeping thorn pots, less emphasis on valuing good block cards slightly higher, improving your setup time for combo-oriented stuff. But more importantly, the heart is a completely optional extra layer of difficulty. Once I was at least semi-reliably beating Act 3 on Ascension 20, the fun sort of dropped off and I felt like an additional challenge was needed. The heart scratches that itch, but you don't need to take down the heart to progress to A20 or continue improving your skills. Edit, should mention, there are definitely a select few builds that are crazy difficult to beat the heart with. Shift build for Silent comes to mind. Any deck that struggles against Time Eater struggles against the heart. Haven't seen anyone else suggest it, so Pavlov VR. It's like CSGO in VR, and it's really fun. Garfield Kart. The bad rats of this generation, a diamond in the rough. Stardew Valley. I put more time into that than Zelda Bot or any other Switch title. So relaxing and easy to pick up. My life has been taken over by SV. Must make more kegs. I basically stored enough beer to support the US West Coast and Pam's alcoholism, and yet I can't stop playing. Send help. Into the Breach. It came out early 2018, so I just hope people haven't forgotten about this one. It's from the developers of FTL. I personally never really got into FTL, partly because of the randomness of it all. It is very different and has almost no random elements. Going through the game doesn't need to take too long, if you go for 2-island victory, but the game is just so fun and satisfying to play. All of the different squads work completely differently, and going for those challenges to unlock more squads just works. I fell in love with some of the squads I never knew I would like because I had to try them out and get those coins. Subnautica. It's beautiful, sometimes terrifying, and has a surprisingly great story. Edit, and apparently it's free on the Epic Games Store through the 27th. I am deathly afraid of open water. Is this game for me? Well, it'll be absolutely terrifying if that's the case, so if you find that thrilling, then yes. Fallout 3. I'm behind. Very, very behind. For patient gamers, if you haven't seen it yet. Yes, us folks at Repatient Gamers would really welcome you there. It's a fun sub in which being behind is seen as a good thing. You get to play fully patched games, free from novelty bias, and discover old hidden gems. Seems like a sub I fit in, seeing him just now playing Half-Life 1. Return of the Obra Dinn. It's a murder mystery where the game is puzzling out what happened to the crew of a ship that turns up after being missing for years. The music could use some work, but on the whole it's a very solid game. Edit, wow, this blew up while I was at work, haha. I'm ecstatic to see so many people love the game. It really deserves the praise. 1000% Celeste. Hollow Knight. Probably not getting much traction here because it actually released in 2017. But still an amazing game. Probably not getting much traction here because it actually released in 2017. Switch release was this year though, wasn't it? Was 100% my 2017 giddy though? Yeah, PC release in 2017, consoles this year. Hell of a game, can't believe it was made by just 3 people. Yakuza 0. Awesome story, fun gameplay. A lot of games you find yourself in situations where you go, why the duck would my character say or do that? But in Yakuza everyone acts logically. I played it right after Horizon Zero Dawn and liked Yakuza far better. A Way Out I thought was a great co-op campaign. Crosscode, it's a page turner to say the least. Overcooked 2. Much better than Overcooked. Actually yes. Love the first one and second is even better.